We just hit 2 million subscribers. I can't even wrap my head around that number. I don't know if this makes sense, but I still feel like I'm just sitting in here talking to myself when I make these videos. It's really hard to comprehend that there are that many people on the other side of the camera. I started making these Sims videos back when I was like 16, just for fun. I never, ever in a million years ever thought that anybody would watch them, let alone 2 million people would subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am just so beyond grateful to all of you. I think it's really cool what we've built here together. And I do have a couple fun video ideas planned to celebrate hitting 2 million, but I'm gonna need some time to get those finished. Stay tuned because we're gonna start working on one of those on Saturday. I'm gonna live stream myself trying to make a house that costs 2 million simoleons. And don't worry, it'll be live both here and on my Twitch channel. And in the meantime, I thought we could maybe do something a little bit sillier. And I want to try and build a house that is shaped like the number 2. I have done a ton of these kind of funky shaped Sims builds before. It started with a circle, and then it was a triangle, and then it was a ghost, and then it was like a cat, and all of these really random things. I don't think that I've ever tried to make a house shaped like a number, though. I was kind of messing around with this a little bit to play test it before, and I realized that I think this is gonna be a lot harder than I initially suspected. This is just unnatural. Like, The Sims was not designed to be played this way, but I think it might be kind of interesting. So I have this giant number 2, and I want to try and see if we can turn this into a house. Maybe I'll extend that out a little bit more. I can't really tell how big it should be. And I'm also not really sure if I should have made it wider. Like, maybe the whole thing would benefit from being a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, that's definitely better. It was way too skinny before. It being only 2 tiles wide is kind of funny, but I think this is a little bit more feasible for actually building a house because we can fit a bed in here and stuff. Okay, let's start trying to figure this out. I think we should have 2 bedrooms, right? So maybe the front part could be a bedroom over here, and then maybe this back corner could also be a bedroom. If we really tried, I could probably get an ensuite bathroom for them. Let me put some lights in here just so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I know this kind of sucks. It's like a really weird hallway, and that's not ideal, but it has to happen. But I'm picturing that that could be a bathroom, and then this will be the second bedroom. Way up here, we'll have this bedroom and their bathroom. I think the kitchen probably has to go on this wall because I really do not want to have a kitchen on a diagonal. It does not work. I might even like close some of this off just to see if we can make the shape a little bit better. I think this could easily be a little breakfast nook. And then, oh my God, that doesn't want to fit there. Why? This game is so weird. I'm thinking that, oh, is that a desk? Is that why? Did I put a desk instead of a dining table just then and then act shocked the chairs didn't work? Okay, anyway, this could be the actual dining room. We can try and have a really simple living room set up like this. And then this, I guess, becomes the entryway. Oh, you know what we could do? I wonder if we make this into the second bathroom, and then this could become an office. So that way it's a 2-bedroom house with 2 bathrooms and an office. And honestly, what I think is a completely reasonably shaped living space. It's kind of snake-like almost, but I think that this could work. Okay, next step is to try and figure out how to make this front part look less bad. I have a couple of ideas that involve trying to make this a slightly more modern house. Okay, I'm not 100% set on this, but this is just something that I was kind of cooking up. Are those in different places? Why do they look so weird? Shouldn't those be like perfectly tiled? Oh my God. I've never noticed that they're off like that. Why does it do that? Has it always done that? No, it's supposed to tile. Why doesn't it tile? Oh, that's so weird. Okay, well, anyway, false alarm, I guess. I don't really know what just happened there. I think I'll build a second floor across this entire thing because my new plan is that I want to have some sort of platform on the roof, and that's the best way I know how to get it. I'm actually feeling like this little section right here might be a really cool place to have some sort of courtyard because we could get a really lovely sliding door to get out there, and that makes this room feel a little bit brighter inside. And then we can have an outdoor dining table or something like that. I might try and size this up to put on part of the courtyard. I wonder if I could maybe get another courtyard, like right here. I don't know, this might be really random, but I could always put a door outside of the office like this, and maybe I could even fence this whole space in. Oh, this could maybe be like an actual garden space. Like, what if we tried to use some floral grass or something and we made like a little built-in garden? Ooh, Ooh, that huge window actually looks really cool. I might swap that. I'll put the couch in front of that because that fits perfectly. And I'm just going through now and trying to add in a few more of these big pretty windows. I think I'll do one in the kitchen like that. And we could probably use another big one right here in the breakfast nook. Okay, I feel like that's a decent amount of natural light. I kind of want to go for like a bright yellow color scheme. I really like the color yellow, and we have this like nice yellow door and these yellow counters. Ooh, should I put one of these big tall cabinets? Probably not, because it's got this weird lighting glitch, right? You know what we could do is use the pretty open shelving. That might be kind of cool. This sink from Growing Together like genuinely changed my life. I use this thing everywhere now. I'm wondering about these two tiles together in the bathroom, because this is kind of yellowish, but it's like a little bit more orange, and this tile is like proper yellow. So I don't know if it clashes or not, but I think it looks cool enough that it's worth trying. This little bathroom in here, I am a little bit more worried about. This one is on the small side. It's very much doable, especially with one of these little showers. Like we could totally use that and be fine. I just don't love how it's kind of just like there. So I might try and put a divider of some sort. I'm gonna paint all the walls plain white for now. I'm gonna come back and add to those, but I think that's a good starting point. Looking through yellow sofas. This one's good because it has some more color. This one's a little bit too red. Maybe I will try this one. I'd hate for this house to end up being yellow and blue, because like all my builds end up being yellow and blue, but unfortunately a lot of the stuff in this game is yellow and blue. I was originally thinking about trying to use this TV, but now I'm feeling like maybe I should get something bigger. That one did fit really nicely, but what if I got these like huge built-in cabinets and we put a huge TV on top of them? You don't really need a TV that big to sit like this far away from it, but it's kind of nice. And maybe I'll put some brick on the wall behind it. I don't actually know what vibe I'm really going for with this outside of just like yellow and slightly modern. Is it weird to do this twice? No, I don't think so. I think that's actually kind of cool. I've decided that plants are also a part of the vibe. I'm trying to get a bunch of them like all over the place. This is what I've picked out so far for this living room. I kind of want to put maybe like a cabinet with plates or something on this little wall. I'm not really sure which one would be best to use. I like how this one is so skinny because your Sims can still walk past it. So maybe I could get two of these. I don't love that the plates are green in there, but I guess that's okay. And then I was kind of thinking that we could get some of these Desert Luxe curtains. I am gonna have to layer them like a whole bunch, and I don't really know if that's a good thing, but I think it looks kind of cool to have the wall of curtains along the back. And it does add in some much needed like extra color and texture along that back wall. Putting those same curtains over here in this breakfast nook. And then I haven't really decorated the kitchen much yet. I put the main furnishings in, but it probably wouldn't hurt if we went through and got some actual clutter. Okay, I'm doing something kind of simple. I want to leave this countertop for you to cook on, and then this has a little bit of clutter on each of these. Maybe I should move the counters away so I can put things on the shelves. Some things will slot to the shelves, and I'm just gonna let them if they want to. I'm impressed that this plant slots up there, because usually I have to cheat that. Even these books slot up there? Oh my god, these are like the best shelves in the game. Why don't I use these more often? Everything slots to them. I normally use the base game one and then like struggle to place everything. I didn't realize that this one was so good. We can put some plates. Maybe I'll just get a picture frame because that's easy and it fits nicely. Oh great, that's floating. Okay, let's try and put this little box of books over here. I love this item. I think that's so cute. Okay, now it's being annoying. I want to put a couple things right here, but they don't want to fit anymore. That's fine. If I only have to alt place a couple things, that is totally fine by me. Okay, so here's what we've got for the kitchen and this little dining nook. For a house this small, we definitely do not need two dining tables, but it's okay. We have the space, so my thought is that we might as well use it. I think I'd like to try a sort of funky wallpaper in this room. We have a lot of this yellow stuff going on, so I might try that in here too. Okay, I am unfortunately not sure if I can fit literally anything else inside of this room. I think this might have to be it. I will put a thermostat over here on this little open wall. I'm trying to envision what sort of person might live here while I'm trying to think about this extra bedroom, but I think I might just decorate it as a kid's bedroom. The way I said that made it sound like it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have just a kid's bedroom. I more mean like I'm trying to envision what kind of family might live here. Do they have kids? Do they have pets? Like that's the sort of thing that I'm not really set on just yet. And you know what? I actually really like this room so far. I know it's quite simple. Oh, that's way too big. Okay. But I think it's kind of simple enough fun way. I want to get some posters on this back wall. Yeah, like the Minecraft one, that's really good. And maybe some simple little starlights. And then maybe that kid's room is finished. I want to be careful to make sure they can still walk around the whole thing. So they should be able to get around this, okay? You know, I've been doing all this talking about how great the layout's going, but I haven't actually thought about the primary bedroom at all. And I don't really even know if this is going to be possible. So my thought right now is that maybe we could get a sort of fake headboard situation and put it right in the middle of the room. This is kind of like what I did in the front of the house where I built this wall. Are you really gonna clip? Really? Okay. Well, we have this kind of interesting little floating wall, and then we can put the bed in front of it. Obviously, they're gonna have to like climb into the bed and like slide over to the other side, but it works. And I guess the other big problem is that we don't have a nightstand, and you don't really need a nightstand, so it's not the end of the world. I would just typically prefer to have one, but I'd also prefer to have a functional house, so that's the priority. I'm gonna get a nice big mirror. I think that's probably not the best thing. Like, you don't really want to have it directly across from your bed, but whatever. I'm gonna try that same brick color on this wall behind the bed. And then I'm not really sure what to put in this corner because we have a dresser, we have a bed. I guess probably just skill building type stuff. Like maybe they could be an artist. That could actually be a really cool way of splitting this up. And I can use this cool shelf right here. I'm looking for the canvases. There we go. These canvases from Eco Lifestyle. I thought about trying to tuck this in the corner, but I think that might be too much. I'll probably put it in this corner. Maybe I'll put just a big plant in this one and a chair, some sort of comfy chair. So I guess you can just kind of like sit there. I don't know. I really don't know how to lay this out. It's such a weird shaped room. Maybe the poofs are better. I've actually been using this poof like all the time recently. I'm putting them all over the place. They are kind of impractical for actual Sims gameplay, but I had this vision in my head of like in real life, if you had those, you could drag them around. You could probably scoot this one over next to the bed and like set your phone on it if you wanted to, but then kick it out of the way when you don't need it. So in real life, those are super useful because they're kind of like multifunctional, but in the Sims, it's just super unnecessary. Okay, I think that that is the whole main living space done. It's just this area by the front door that I haven't finished yet. I kind of started it. I put a little entryway table. I felt like this long hallway was kind of horrible, so I'd like to find something to put here. And I'm actually kind of tempted to put another couch or something. This one is blue, but it has the yellow pillow. And maybe if we put, oh my God, that's horrible. Never mind. I was gonna say maybe if I put a yellow wall behind it. No, some things are too far, Kayla. I'm sorry. I have a tendency to take things too far sometimes. That's not a good idea. Maybe like a more subtle yellow, like one of these is better. What colors does this come in? That kind of matches, but like in a way that I think looks bad. I might like to use this because I like the flowers, and we can also use some of that everyday clutter stuff in here because we can maybe put the phone and keys. Maybe I could put a cork board. I don't know. I hate this hallway. I hate this. You know what we could do instead of the couch is put a giant cat tree. It's right in front of the window. That's like prime cat spot. If we do that, I have to find a place to stick a litter box. Oh my gosh. Actually, if we tried to put the litter box back in here, I might have to use just one of these, but this is better anyway because we don't want to have wasted space in the house. And I'll put that laser litter box because that's the one that just kind of like burns away the poop so your Sims don't have to actually clean it. I should probably change the fence so it's not clipping anymore. And maybe I can get a cute wallpaper because it's for the cats. Oh, or we could do the same kitchen tile in there. Or we could use the bathroom tile so it looks more like a little cat space. I'm gonna want to get the pet food bowls too, but I have a full space right here for them. That is actually perfect. And it uses the space so much better. There's no more wasted corners or anything. I think that means the whole interior is done. So we have to start thinking about the outside now. I've tried to make the front look a little bit nicer. I think I might just paint the whole outside plain white. I don't know if that's super weird or not, but I do feel like subtlety is probably our friend for this build. I want to put a little table, and I'd love to get a grill outside too. We can put that in the courtyard. Okay, in this section, I just put some bushes right here. I don't really know how to do this part. Like, should I put a fence? It actually doesn't look that bad from the front. It's very simple, but I think it's like not, oh, where am I? I don't think it's unrealistic. Like if you saw this on the street, you'd be like, oh, it's just like a normal house. And then you go into space and you see this. Oh my gosh, I can't place this. It keeps trying to glitch the light. What the heck? There we go. The last time I used this fence, I had a huge issue with the gate being like extremely glitched. The lighting was so weird. It doesn't look like it's doing that right now, thankfully. In this little section, this is gonna be like literally just a garden, I think. I feel like I can get some trees kind of nicely placed in these areas too, which will help. But I'm not kidding. In here, I just want to have a whole bunch of plants and like maybe a place to sit. it. We could put the chess table. I know I always do this, but I really like the chess table because in my mind, in real life, you could totally sit out here and just like eat dinner or hang out if you wanted to, but you could also sit out here and play chess. In real life, the table would be multifunctional. In The Sims, the table is not multifunctional. In The Sims, you get one thing and that's it. Can I even put plants back here? Does that clip? I can clip it into this side a little bit more because you can't see it because the desk is there. So that should be okay. Oh, that's actually, I think, kind of nice. I wish that we could do string lights, but I'm worried that they won't fit right. In real life, you could so easily hang these up and like have it go up to the wall. But in The Sims, we have only like set sizes of strands, so we can't do that. I've been experimenting a little bit with the landscaping, and I think I want to try and use some of these bushes. And I also think that I'm gonna put some of these little island living ones at the base of it so it is completely full of plants. It's definitely kind of a weird mix, and it's a little bit different from how I would normally do this, but I want them to stay inside of the planter boxes. So I'm gonna try and keep it like this. I don't know if I've got like way too many trellises or not. I've definitely maybe overdone it like that, but I kind of like them. Maybe I'll give the kids some monkey bars because those come in yellow and it fills in this little space nicely. I'm gonna let the garden pots in this secret garden be for planting, like functionally growing stuff. And then in this area, I'm just gonna put some of the real landscaping because I want to add some more color and I'd like to get some more greenery in here because I'm feeling like it looks a little bit weird, but we can totally put some little bushes in and that looks way better. It's like a lush little courtyard now and not just like a random slab of concrete. I think that might be all I want to do for landscaping though. I don't want to overdo it. I want it to be kind of simple. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna, oh my god, that's way too dark. I want to go through and put some terrain paint around the whole side of the building. All right, I think with that, we have a completely finished house shaped like the number 2. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it costs 63,000 simoleons. Okay, well that's not quite related, but that's fine. 2 million subscribers. Oh, out of characters. 2 million subs house. There you go. I'm gonna upload it to the gallery in case you want to download it. I don't know why you would, but if for some reason you do, it's up there for you. Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna crash there for a second. I was like, I didn't save. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. This is not the real celebration, by the way, okay? I just haven't had time to make the full build that I want to do. I have 2 video ideas. The first one is to make a house that costs 2 million simoleons, but instead of just one house, I was thinking about doing a neighborhood of mansions and using the rent pack and having 4 big houses on one 64 by 64 lot. But obviously, as you can imagine, that's gonna be kind of a big build. So it's gonna take me a while to do. I wanna start that on Saturday. So if you wanna come by and watch, I'm gonna live stream myself doing that and I'll eventually cut it down into just one video, but we're gonna need some time to work on it. And then the other idea is that I wanna get Stanley Humphrey to try and earn 2 million simoleons. But that's also gonna take a while, so we'll get to that video as well. I'm working on those behind the scenes. They're just not done yet, and I didn't want to like not acknowledge that we hit 2 million subscribers. So this is the starting point of the celebrations, okay? I'm probably gonna get kind of emotional in those videos, but I just want to thank you again here too. I said it earlier, but I literally never ever in my wildest dreams ever could have imagined that this would have happened when I started my YouTube channel. I didn't think anybody was gonna subscribe to me. So the fact that 2 million people have is just mind-boggling to me. I think this is also kind of a really cool win for the Sims community as a whole as well. Because back when I first started, nobody had anywhere near 1 million subscribers, which is a ton of subscribers, but like what I'm trying to say is nobody thought that the Sims could ever have an audience that big. I guess what I mean is I just didn't think that enough people cared about the Sims to even watch Sims YouTube videos, let alone enough people caring about me to subscribe to me. I really just cannot wrap my head around that. So thank you for hanging out with me every day. I really feel like I'm living my dream right now. It's so cool that we get to do this and we've built this community together. And honestly, really fitting that we hit this milestone during my big annual charity fundraiser. If you didn't know, I do a huge fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital every year in May over on my Twitch channel. And we're actually like this close to raising $250,000 this year. I'm gonna be live tonight playing The Sims over there. I'm live every day playing The Sims over there. So I'll link those things down below for you too in case you want to check them out. And just thank you. Thank you so much for everything. And on that note, I think I'm gonna end this video right here and I will catch you all tomorrow. Okay? Bye everybody. Oh my goodness. I literally cried on Tuesday when we hit 2 million. I just couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. Thank you all so much.